What up, guys? How y'all doing? The business show on TV said something today about letting people come over, letting black people come over and take over our work today. And I want to say the definition of that. You talked about black people taking over your artwork and this and that, and writing over your artwork and do whatever you're talking about. What about God taking over? I just sent the message against the White House. What about God taking over to see the definition between me and you? How can I take over your artwork when God gave you those gifts to create? When we spread love in the universe and the God of heavens to protect it. You say you got to be sensitive to some people, but I tell you, why not be sensitive to all? But we can show more love and protect the heavens and protect what is ours. Love is shown by being sensitive, by being vulnerable, and being kind to others, not by hatred, not by understanding of those things and those domains of what you're talking about and what you're talking about in those mains. God gave you that creativity. He did it. I took ceramics in Brookhaven, and I used to love everything because my teachers didn't work on me. The ceramics teacher worked at me in Brookhaven, and she used to come by us all the time and do things. So ceramics was a big part of my life, and I haven't shown my kid my art thing. I got a little hat that I made and certain things that I made. But I was going to colleges while I was in school. I went to North Lake and I did other things while I was in high school. So I had a lot on my plate to understand it. And I was great to have the Brookhaven ceramic teacher around me at that time because while she guide others, she can come over while our teachers on the side of us and show us something. So I think that was the greatest thing of being around the Brookhaven ceramics teacher, and she also guide others, but she can also help out other students that come as kids. I was happy to be around that setting, and I'm thank God for the experience that I had while I was in school, taking ceramics, and then taking beat class. One thing, the beat teacher, he over there at Brookhaven, he would other students and sitting in the front, and he would take his desk, he would take my desk and move it to the front. So he would come over here with me and he would guide me to make beats. He would work with me every 2 semesters. He didn't care. I just think that's the greater thing when you find people. And I would never forget his face. He's big, he got glasses. And I'm gonna remember. I would never forget his face at Brookhaven. I think it still got good people in this world. And when you got good people, I remember Mirza Cavalier called me, Hubert, I'm proud of you. Even Demir mom and dad told me I was proud of me. My mom was like, um, I don't think, people want to speak on stuff that they don't know about. They always believed in me and a heart and a fat man. So when we talk about friendships, and it was never was like that with me, Marissa, and Demira. It was never was like that because people don't know it was never was like that in my friendship. I was always at the higher of the bar. I had a lot on my plate at 14 years old. I'm going to elementary schools. I'm selling Avon. I'm doing stuff, bringing my games. If I get a game system, I'm helping planning with kids, and we allowed to bring sports games and whatever, would make it got some games that a girl will like that I bring over there. At the elementary school, the little kid, we on two different school sites. Certain areas by CFB Carrollton. Now I remember having a good time, man, just running in the gym with the kids. I just think that was the most greatest thing. I'm in high school and I'm sitting there with 8 year olds, 7 year olds, 6 year olds, 12, like 6 year old, 5 years old, and I'm running in the gym with them. And that was my most thing that I love while I was in school. Like, I'm interacting, and it's good to interact with the kids. You're a teenager, and it's good to like understand how to interact with 5 years old. And my teachers know. I'm telling you, it was very strict on how to direct me in life and the direct. So I had some memories at the especially with Patrick and Emily Cavick and Norman, and I don't even think they would ever tell Sabina about this story. That I used to go to their elementary school and hang out at their school, and I don't think Sabina ever noticed. They'll help out with nachos, set up the spacewalks, help with the foods, bring the tables over there in CLP. I think with me and LaCavi, we know that story, and Norman and Patrick, we know. I watched them, and Demary never know that. See, I had told Billy's sister one the other yesterday, the other week. She didn't even know we go to college and do things like that. Say Billy didn't tell me all of that. I said, "Oh God, he didn't tell you all that. We didn't spend all our time in the classrooms. That's the difference. We didn't spend all our time in the classrooms, and that was the most greatest thing about that about us. And we not get back to about 4:30, and school already out, so we have to rush back when we get money. Start the way you better, baby, but Junior Sellers, baby legend. We have to rush, and sometimes when we rushing, our teachers didn't allow us to sit there. We going to the mall. Every time our principal passed, Mr. Pounds, she closing the door because we don't work like they work. We work, we do the work, but also we don't spend all our time in the classrooms. And I think when you spend all your time in the classroom and not it does not be going to a water park and going to a water park and going to have fun. It's about the experience that you have going on the jobs and going to talk to people in the businesses and learning. We have to talk when our parents give us money. We have to talk to the people when we buy something, and we have to count it. So even though when we do job fairs, you got this big gym over there by CFB, and at 14, 15 years old, they're having job fairs. And I'm going over there talking. I'm a kid, and I'm got my badge and my school ID, and I'm talking to businesses. Have Dart, have other people. I remember having Dart, have cable companies. It had so many people in that little gym. And carrots, I said, damn, I'm 14, 15 years old, and I'm actually going to job fairs, and I'm talking to people at that age. And I was like, Lord, this is something. This is a true story. And I was like, Lord of mercy, like the greatness in that class setting. I was so happy. My theater teacher, I had 5 more years left. I didn't graduate till the end of 2011. We always a couple of 2 years behind my Ashley graduation. That wasn't my Ashley graduation at Newman Smith and Mary Grimes. So Ms. Gogates sat there and she said, Hubert, go to this school and it can help you out more. And I think that was the best decision that I ever made because I was able to go on jobs still, but I was also still able to get a job and maintain as I go. So I just thank God for the leadership that Miss Go Gates had, Miss Chastity, Miss Lee, because y'all gotta understand, I see a classmate of mine, he was in a coma, and then he went back to jail after he got out of a coma. I don't know, somebody beat him. And I'm like, hold up for a second. I was, because people are not doing the things that I was doing. Like, and I see people where they at today, and I have pushed the ball to where I was. So, those are the main things, sensitive is nothing because you hate when a person be sensitive. But if you be sensitive, that's the problem. But you women can't take a mean man. Every woman trying to speak for everybody, and you can't speak the way you want to be treated. Every different woman want to be treated right, and I think a woman need to say and start telling people how you want to be treated. Of a teenager, how you want to be treated. I'm gonna have to redo this again. I just seem like where I messed up at, and I submitted something. I'm gonna have to submit something again to the civil rights. I messed up on something. What's going on? I just realized my writing. I gotta resubmit something on the civil rights. I had to resubmit something. So um, my is a little off. So I spelled some things wrong, and now I gotta go back over it. So I should have thought about it before I submitted it, but I'm gonna have to submit it again. What's going on, guys? So those are the things with that situation, right? So when you're talking about black people, you're talking about influences, right? She talking about let black people take over our artwork and paint the picture over our artwork. And you're talking about influences, right? God is the influence of everything that you create. You can't take the light out of those things or what you're talking about. So I'm gonna have to restructure some things. Everything's messed up right now, so I'm going back and I'm gonna have to resubmit something on the civil rights. So um, I messed up on a hand right now. I need to make them understand. So when you look at something you know you messed up at, you're gonna have to redo it. And those are the things. I come too far. You know, that's the difference between that. Let me take care of this right now. Um, um, gotta do some changes. Child. All right. Let me see where. All right. I'm going over some stuff that I need to redo. All right. Now I'm looking at some stuff where I need to redo my words that I messed up for they get more understanding. Yes, that's what I need to change. All right, now that's a little more sense right now. That's a little more sense right there. I had to go change some words that I misspelled and then look at my work my words that I'm doing. So I'm looking at those things right now, and you're going over some things you misspell. So the understanding of those things, hey, how you doing? You're going over some things that you need to. Boy, look, my teaching them in school used to have me sit on the computer. You need to go over the word that I'm saying, like everything. Like I don't know what's like for real. Y'all think I'm playing with y'all about this situation? It's the truth. Like really, really, really. Go over your words, make sure it's correct. Um, we have spelling cards. We'll do. That's the main thing we'll do in school. We'll do different things, and we have spelling cards. We have to go home, and people never know. Really never know that. I say we will have to do spelling cards. So and we have to come back and say it from Miss Chastity or Miss Lynn, whatever that is, to make sure we have the words right, and she would keep that like in our head. So we would have to go over our work. My thing I hate in school when I talk about math and I talk about other kids, and I hate borrowing numbers. And I remember I had a evaluation before I was going to another school, and I really didn't feel like doing it. And my teacher was like, you know that damn thing, Hubert. Miss Lynn looked at me and like, I really didn't feel like borrowing numbers. I was like, hold up for a second. I really did not feel like borrowing numbers. That's the thing when you got to put numbers on top of numbers when you're doing math, division, equation. It's all of those things you're doing. And like, man, it gets overwhelming. And Miss Lynn was like, well, you know what that is. I like, hold up for a second. You asking me to borrow numbers, take a number, then put it on top of the three numbers, and then take another number, put it. So it get complicated when we. Sometimes I be like, come on, I can't do this because I tell other kids I understand where y'all coming from. Trust my undercut. I just had to tell my son, Dad, you always on a computer. You have to be on a computer too. Ain't nothing comes with understanding computers. You know what I'm saying? So you like that way. You trust me, son. You gonna have to be on a computer too. That is life. You gonna have to be on a cassette tape. I used to sit in the school in a cassette tape, four of us. Then bam, that is life. That's how things. You put the plugs or the earphones and put in this cassette tape. That is life. That's just the way things is. Y'all gotta realize I had some teachers that was very strict on me, guys. Y'all gotta realize. And my son meeting Mr. Lee, he'll be like, nah, they was very strict on me. They like, yeah. I tell my son that, like my teachers, Mr. Lee and them was very strict on me. And we all learned different. He's counting. I said, I can teach you the way my teacher taught me how to do math. And I said, Atlanta teaching you something, but I can teach you something. Come on. And I told him, Atlanta teaching you something. Trust me, I learned some things while I was in school too. So don't play. I trust me, be surprised what I learned. What I learned from my teachers in mathematics, and I told them how to count things, to look at the material things around you, the stuff that around that can help you with your math, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. I go to Books and Over in 2019, and I look for these cards with these subtraction. It might got ball, and like they have little kids math cards. It might have 3 balls, 4 balls, and you got to do the subtraction. It's gonna tell you in the back of the card, but you got to make sure you get it right. If you don't get it right, it's gonna tell you the answer for next time that you know. So when I go to Books and Over, and get these things, and I remember at the CPS offices, I will go and I would get these alphabet puzzle with A, B, and me and him would sit there, and then we would put the puzzle. I brought it at Books and Novel, guys. I brought it at Books and Novel, and A for apple, B for ball, and we would put the puzzle together, and we would sit. So my quality time was not just about playing toys with him. And I would sit there and I would tell him, I would bring a book called Power Focus, Power Mentality. I would bring those books to understand his power. One thing I don't want him to do is to tell people let people tell him what he can't be and what he can't do. And that's going to be the hardest thing because we have to have order, but it's going to have people in the businesses that's trying to bring you down. So with that format of that, And we have to let our kids know, to let them know we should be there when other humans are acting up, not push them away, but when other humans are acting up. And we have to be our kids' backbone when the time of understanding of this world, our society acts. Those are the difference of those things. Because people will try to put you down in the businesses of the grocery, but it's happening, guys. More than we even like it. They would think they should, like, nobody else can't grow. Oh, that's a threat. It's happening, guys. More than we like it. And they talking about everybody have fair job opportunity, but that's not the way easy. Because you let a title define where you're going. And I worked at 2996, and I'm like, I'm working for a higher goal. And I'm like, And they scared because they see my ambition and my title that I want at 2996. And oh, what my badge say? What your badge say? And the manager in the deli department, he was scared. And because everybody said, "Oh, they don't pay me enough to come to work. You make me sick." But when they saw me itching for something, I wanted something. I think that's when everybody started to change their approach at Walmart. When they see me reaching for heights at Walmart, they wanted to change it because, oh, they don't pay me enough to do this. They don't pay me enough to oh, you a part. Like, I was here there in the deli, but when they saw me not listening to what they had to say, and I would go in the deli. I'm gonna tell you more thing. One day I went in the back of the I go one night. I go in HR. I go over there where we do our CBLs at on the computer, and it's late. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. I really want to press Jessica. So what I did, I made every copy of about the deli by myself. I made every copy by the deli by myself. So I made all of the copies. And my name is Hubert, Hubert. This is a true story. And I made every copy of the deli about the deli product, about how things done. I stayed up. My baby mama trying to, before she came, my baby mama, she was trying to get me to come to bed. But I stayed up all night studying the whole thing. So I stayed up all night studying. I didn't really get no sleep. So in the middle of the night, I texted Jessica and told her what I learned of it and what I learned about the deli. See, me going back there and making copies of myself and taking them home, that was the most. And I was like, hold up. So I wanted to show her that my head was actually in it. So I wasn't gonna give up. So I go make copies, and the employees see me making copies of that in the back. And I know what you doing, my name is Hubert H. Hubert. They see me making copies, and I'm putting them in my book bag. So I have this whole copy of the deli, and I go back there and and I just started studying the whole time at home, and I texted them at night, and I was able to tell the workers what I learned, and yeah, get money start the way you pay up, baby, you put junior sellers. And I'm gonna tell you one thing: they lose more money at night when the food don't sell in the deli, cause they gotta split it up with the supplier and the buyer, the people that they lose more when the food don't sell in the deli. And then, like, I can take out, we can have a whole conversation about this. Get money, start the way you were, baby. You were junior seller, baby legend. So this is a true story. Jessica, tell you, I text her, and get money, start the way you were, baby junior seller, baby legend. And I really wanted, man, I stayed up all night. So I went to bed at a certain time. But if I really wanted it, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to stay up all night and just read these papers and trying to get everything about the temperatures. And that's what people don't know. Stop letting them do CBLs and let's start telling people to make copies and study them at home with your family. And that's with anybody in that matter. And that's with disability, that's with all of it. That you got to show considerate. You got to do structure a little bit better with everybody in different ways. Work should be like school, not just on a computer. You have to get copies of every CBLs you do. Make copies. You study them at home. And Walmart got to start having a lot of printer paper. That's just the bottom line of that. You study them at home. And that's the most important thing you need to do. If it's a deli, if it's a meat department, if it's anything, a paperwork, if you need to learn about that specific area, everybody must make copies on that computer and study them at home. I don't care if you got a disability. I don't care. You must do it. And that's the concept of it, of just not doing CBLs and doing things. While you're doing it, you must take it home and get the paperwork and study them and keep in your mind. Every month, you got to keep the mind mentality, and you have to do those things. So if you do those things, how can you understand it? So those, I was really trying to, and I was studying. I was like, man, I was like, that was what I was like at the moment. Those are the things I was actually seeking, at those things and those matter. Like, let me go with this. And I remember just staying up all night, about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I messaged her and tell her what I learned. And I think her manager feared that, or what. And he was like, oh, if he become manager, I'm quitting. And, and I'm like, you fear something? Yeah, he actually said that, man. And you don't have to, people don't understand, like, you don't have to be close to see somebody's behavior. And he can, if I tell them in the Justice Department, I want you to look at the cameras of Jessica employee, and I hear what he's saying. So if you hear what people saying, how can you understand it? A person behavior not just going to act up for no reason. And you have to understand the reason why those things. My name is Hubert, Hobert. We have to start understanding the reason behind the behaviors. I wish Walmart could understand that, man, instead of just doing that to me. Like, I didn't even, y'all think I wanted to go through this civil suit and sue them? They left me with no choice. And just because I signed a contract and did what I did, but they left me with no choice of it. My artwork, guys, come on, you're talking to something that's beyond your means, behind your comprehension. My name is Hubert. How about you? This is a positive 2024, but you're talking about something that's beyond your comprehension and behind your understanding. You humans, you've been thinking it's all about you. And I see as a black woman and I see as a black man, you don't talk about certain characters. So trust me, you don't have to be sensitive towards me, but don't expect a man the way you women act. I'm tired. Come on, man. I had to deal with a lot of stuff when I was a teenager. Come on, man. Y'all better stop. You know what I'm saying? You know how you women act, man, and y'all better stop, man. Like literally better stop. You gotta be sensitive. All right. If I don't be sensitive, you gonna act some type of way. It's the way y'all acting. It's the way y'all want a man to act. I'm like, hold on, man. Lady, you got some issues, man. It's the way y'all women want a man to act. I'm like, I'm not gonna keep participating in that. But y'all, like, come on, man. Look, y'all, you ticking the water over here. Is y'all women want a man? How y'all want a man to act? Y'all got some behavior, man. Yeah, y'all. All of y'all with y'all different personalities and y'all what y'all want out of a man, and how y'all want him to act. You want him to choke you while you having sex. You want him to put your body. Come on, man. Come on, y'all don't know how to understand it. So, man, well, y'all don't know what you want. So you don't know what you're watching for some time. I'm like, you know what you want to do. Baby, you don't know what you want to you don't know what you want to do out of a man. You don't know what you ask for a man to do. If it's in the business or in the bedroom, you don't know what you want out of a man because your mindset is not made up on how you want your man to act and how you want a man to act or whatever that is. Y'all got y'all look, man. Y'all doing too much, man. Y'all doing too much, man. The buffooning going on is something. I ain't with all that. Oh, choke me while we having sex a little bit. Don't do it. Everybody want to choke. Baby, look, I ain't look. Y'all doing so damn much in this damn thing. You know, I want you to give it to me while I'm sleeping. I like, look here. Y'all women don't know what y'all damn want. Y'all got some issues. Then when a man wake up and give it to you every morning, you can't handle it. You can't handle it. That's the difference. You can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Then look, I have to deal with something you can't handle it. Like, come on, you women you need to stop that, man. Y'all need to stop it all over. Sensitive, baby, stop all that. You better ask a man to be sensitive, because y'all women got some issues, man. Yeah. Look, y'all don't know what y'all want out of a man. Come on, man. Y'all doing so damn much. You don't know what you want. The behavior of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you want out of it. You women don't know nothing. Shit. Everybody can't think. Every woman got a different aspect of what they want out of a man. They got a different aspect of what they want, and every woman mindset different, right? Of what you want out of a man. So you can't actually depend on one woman to say something and one man to something, because you're not thinking about what somebody else wants, and you're not thinking of those things. So people surely don't know what I want out of a woman. And that's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, a woman looks for a man sight, but a man so also look for a woman's sight, and that's the difference of what we're talking about. So when we did for those things, man, look, look, come on. I had to deal with a lot of stuff when I was a teen, and come on, guys, y'all need to. Even when I was growing up, y'all don't know, y'all don't. The aspect of what you're talking about is not the conversation or the aspect that you want. Those are the things of what the concept of you aspect of what you're doing here. So those are the things that we have to understand and what everybody's action out of the situation, right? So if a person gonna talk about participate, don't come at me participating here, because when loyalty is loyalty for a woman, other people don't like that when they can't get to you. That's the difference between what you can't understand, even when you're a teenager. That's the difference between those things that you don't understand. But you're throwing your concept and everything at it. You don't know what you want out of it. You okay, Ma? All right. So those are the things that what you expect of a man, right? Right? We talk about things, right? We talk about those things in those format, right? But we also talk about, oh, you want your man home at night. All right, you can get what you want. You want to ask him questions the way he at. I'm gonna give you the answers the way I'm at. Your woman don't know what you want. Yeah, y'all got y'all different opinions. You speaking about stuff, and you want your different opinions of it. So a man can answer a question. A teenager can answer a question. Where you at night? Where you at? I can answer that question for you. But the difference is, would you like it if I tell you because you got other people in your ear because of jealousy? Would you like it? The women don't understand and don't understand that concept of it. You women always look. I didn't deal with a lot of stuff in my childhood when I was a teen. Y'all need to stop, man. If a woman asks me, that's just the way a teenager acts. So that's just the way it is. We go through stuff, man. The concept of what you're asking out of a out of a man. The concept, y'all don't know what y'all would like. Make up y'all mind. And every woman should not let everybody speak for them or what they want. They should be able to say what they want out of a man. And we don't see that in the aspect of what we're talking about. What do you want out of a man? Speak from your mind and your spirit. What do you want out of a man? Either a man like it or he don't. He gonna walk off. It's the same thing with a man. Either he like what he gonna accept it or he gonna move on from it. You have to understand all of these things are what a person asking of you, and what the relationship going and how the relationship is going, and the concept of the thing is of it. Let me tell you, I was put on. Let me tell you something. I was put on a pedestal at an early age. Come on, man. I had to work with people at Big Lots. I had to management. I had to do a lot of things that if I wanted something, I had to understood it, and I couldn't complain when I was learning things at the job site. But also, what came out of it is a job. What came out of it, and that's the difference at 14, 15 years old. I'm learning, doing what the managers tell me to do, but I also got a job out of it. That was the most greatest thing about me at 14, 15 years old, working in the other side of Carrollton at Big Lots. And to this day, she still asks me, Hubert, I thought you was going to, and she, man, look, she was the greatest manager. Edward didn't know who I was. He didn't remember. If he would have known who I was, remember my face, he would have been like, Hugh, you could come back. But he didn't even, when I called him, he didn't even like, oh, I know. But he really did know who I was. And if he would have known, if I would have came up there instead of just talking to him on the phone, because they all say, I thought you was going to come back after school. I thought you was going to come back. So they all say it. So, this Big Lots have always been a part of a company. And trust me, they never treated me any different. You think they treated me? You better go ahead. You think my manager, I had a Spanish manager too. You think he treated me any different? Boy, you better go ahead. He got on my case sometime. Like, come on. You think Big Lots out there 14? He didn't treat me. He wasn't sensitive to me. He wasn't none of that to me. Yeah, look, man. If I tell you that if he tell if Edwin and everybody at that Big Lots over there, they wasn't sensitive. No, they told me what I needed to hear. And sometimes I didn't always do my job when I said something. I didn't always do my job. I cleaned the bathrooms. Sometimes I was a stalker, but I cleaned the bathroom. So it's the difference of those things, of those situations, and the understanding of my understanding as a kid. So I was a stalker. I worked in the furniture department. I worked in the furniture department, helped build things. I did that. That was the most greatest thing I used to do. And I remember my ex and her mom coming there when I'm stocking and just peek at me every time while I'm working at 14, 15 while I'm working. So I was like, my mom will walk in there, Big Lots, and I'm working. I'm doing that, but my goals, my things are very high. Those were the things I wanted to understand it, to get it. So when we pushing more of the goals that we want, how can we understand it? Right? That's the understanding of those things. Going to other schools, passing out Avons, doing that, selling Avon in our school, helping out. Yes, we can. Talking to other teachers, talking to regular students, while we go to the classrooms. We and sometimes I would do it more than others. Cause my teacher sometimes I would do it 2 weeks, I would do it 3 weeks. I would like my teacher would make me do consistency from the other students. And I think that was the most important thing, right? I would do it 2 weeks, then 3 weeks, then I probably do it that whole month of just passing newspaper because of my of my what that is of my interaction with the teachers and the students when I'm growing up in the classrooms, when I'm talking to the classroom. So me also just going in there, tell Mr. Pouncey hi, telling the teachers in different parts, or we going to Mr. Isaac. So when we do newspapers and do stuff in the class, we are meant to talk to people. And that's one of the creativity, like we are talking to people. So I wasn't made that does not have a voice. So when a Social Security treat me bad, I'm going to speak because I wasn't made to just sit there and talk, to sit there and stay quiet. I wasn't made to just sit up there and stay quiet. So I wasn't taught to stay quiet. I was taught to move in a way that people don't understand. So I wasn't taught to be quiet. So let's change that. I wasn't taught to be quiet. So the understanding what I'm telling you is not what you ever. Are we going to turn or going to other school and say, "Hey, Vaughn"? That's the thing we would do. So the difference about what you're talking about, we having garage sales on Saturdays. We doing all of those things and the confirmation of those things, right? To understand what we talk about in those things, right? So those are the things at the aspect of life. So people know me. Like, come on, man. My co-op, one of my teachers that took me, she was the cheerleader coach, and I had the that took us on thing, and I had to. She do stuff after school at Newman Smith, and I had to really, really, really study her. And like when other people at a like 2 times, other people got a job at Brookhaven nursing home before me, but like I had to really watch how her leadership was as a teacher and be really patient with it. And like just because they didn't pick me, you think this is over, And at this Brookhaven nursing home, this ain't over by a long shot. And they did it when I also went on another school campus. So the consider of what those things is, and hold up, we still ain't gonna let that stop us. We still have to, and I remember that we still ain't gonna let other people aspect because and I had more interaction with everybody. And I had more. I'm actually the bond was growing more of an understanding with the old folks in the nursing home. I had the more bond with everybody. I like me and some of the ladies, and I would let them win sometime. I can't let you win all the time, but I'm gonna have to let my little guard down and not take it. Are we playing checkers or anything at Brookhaven? And I'm like, hold up, I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna let you. I know you're elderly, but I'm not gonna take it all the way easy on you a little bit as an elderly woman. I said I'm gonna have to be a little strict on you, show a little competition on you. So I'm gonna ease off a little bit and let you win. I don't want to always. Like I was like, bam, and we doing arts and crafts with them, and we just doing so much together, and I just had a great time with those things. And when you're able to do those things, I got a certificate. I gotta tell my mom to find it when um it, teamed up with the city of Carrollton because my the Carrollton police station is right across the street. So my teacher in the Carrollton city of Carrollton, they went and got us a certificate, and I got 1,000 hours worth of community service. And like even for y'all hard work and just going around the businesses and helping out the Brookhaven, I got a lot of certificates. And I'm gonna have my mama got it. Like I got a picture of Miss Linda Miss Chastity, and things. So those are the greatest things. Yes, those are the greatest thing of the aspect of that. Yeah, so those are the things that are greatest aspect. But I was actually doing I was like hold up, doing a lot. So our teacher said, because Carrollton, we're gonna get to with the Carrollton, the city of Carrollton, and we all got this certificate, and I got it like I showed one of my semi award achievement, and he ripped it a little bit. Never let kids handle things. I said, "You love rip my certificate, you little." He ripped it. So kids don't know what it is. You gotta keep away from things. They don't know what it really is. So they just think it's a paper they can just rip. You gotta realize that they can just rip. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, oh, I can't even get mad at you now. What you did? 'Cause you're a kid, so I gotta this. I should have kept it a little more higher with my award. Like my son, and I say the essence of your dad used to march in the parade. He used to do all of that in Mardi Gras in New Orleans. And I'm just waiting on for him to see the crawfish, the essence of the crawfish, the eat. Like when I got my first crab, like my first saw my crab at your age, I was actually scared. But when you killed it, when your grandma and family killed it, you didn't wasn't scared to eat it then. But when you was alive, it's creepy to see them crabs moving in one bucket and everything. I'm like, hold up, come on, like literally eating seafood. Yeah, how you? I'm doing good. How y'all doing? We doing good today. How y'all doing today? So I was like, hold up for a second. Those are the things like if I tell you my ceramic teacher was easy on me, what you think that is? No, like she wasn't even easy. She was a little nice, but she still had the mentality to structure the class at Brookhaven. I'm gonna tell you something. Like I read it. Let me tell you something. I read it to after I got Ashley out of high school and hollered at this one girl at Brookhaven. And I like, come on, you know me since I was a kid, and we only spent our time in ceramics. She's a BBW. She got a cute face. She a BBW, and she cute. And she talking about we got nothing in common. How you know if we don't got nothing in common until you see if we got something in common? You have to go out on a date on somebody and understand that, man. I like literally.